Hello and welcome to another episode of Mogobe Nuggets of Wisdom podcast. This is a slightly different episode. I'll actually be shooting a series of these episodes where I go back to the old system that I used to have when I started this channel, where I share some nuggets on a one-on-one basis. I'm going to start this series with top 10 nuggets on what it takes to be a successful real estate developer and investor in Africa. I've been doing this real estate mentorship now for about 3.5 years, and people want me to share some of my snippets and some of my ideas, and I thought this is one way of sharing some of these as well as snippets on other areas in which we are active. Now, these are the top 10 nuggets like I mentioned. The first one, the local market understanding. It is very important to have an in-depth knowledge of the local regulations, the culture, the market dynamics, and this is crucial for making informed decisions. So it's very, very important. I would suggest that one spends some time, even months, in a market before starting to buy the real estate for this purpose. Number two, network building. This is very, very important that you cultivate strong relationships with the local stakeholders, contractors, investors, government officials to navigate the complexities of the African, in my case, the Botswana real estate landscape. It's very important to have these contacts. Number three, due diligence, otherwise known as DD. This is very, very important. Even when we make an offer to purchase a property, we say that it's subject to due diligence. So it means that you thoroughly research the properties, including the legal and financial aspects, to minimize risks and ensure profitable investments. One of the things that we also insist on is that you must get the services of a structural engineer to make sure that before you acquire that property, you are sure that it is sound, especially the roof and the foundation. Number four, adaptability. Be prepared to adapt strategies to changing market conditions. What do I mean by that? The economic trends, the political situations that are unique to each African country in which you are active. For instance, I'm considering doing some purchases in South Africa, for instance, or in Zambia. I'm going to spend a little bit of time in those countries before actually making those purchases. Number five, sustainability. Embrace sustainable practice to align with growing environmental concerns and capitalize on the rising demand for eco-friendly properties. We are all talking about going green and that sort of thing. So this is a very, very important aspect. Number six, infrastructure awareness. Consider the infrastructure availability, such as transportation, utilities, connectivity, and these greatly impact the property value and desirability. It's also tied with the mantra of location, location, location. Number seven, risk management. Diversify your investment portfolio to mitigate risks and reduce vulnerability to market fluctuations. We, for instance, as Mogobe Incorporated, are active in the multi-residential space, in the retail space, in the industrial space, as well as in the commercial space, because we want to diversify that risk. And number eight, long-term vision. It's very, very important that you be long-term focused. Some even say you have to be monomaniacal about your focus so that you don't get distracted by shiny objects. You have the long-term potential that you are focused on as a property estate, as a property development investor. And this often requires patience in order for you to realize substantial returns. Number nine, community engagement. What does that mean? Engage with local communities to ensure that projects align with their needs, aspirations, by fostering positive relationships that ensures the success of your project. So you need to mingle with the masses, as it were, and get into the weeds and know what the people need. That way you'll know what what to focus on. Number 10, remember financial prudence. Maintain a strong financial discipline by managing costs, securing appropriate financing, and accurately estimating potential returns on investment. This may require you getting into a mentorship setup where you can learn these things, or immersing yourself in study. Sometimes you have to engage in a lot of study for you to master this aspect. Remember that success in African real estate requires a blend of business acumen, cultural sensitivity, adaptability to thrive in a dynamic and diverse environment. We say as Mogobe Incorporated that we are a company, we're a property company with distinction. That is because we try and focus on these aspects before we invest. I hope this has been useful. If it has, give us a like and be sure to strike the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. Thank you so much for listening to me.